you someone that has dreamt about living on land? Do you want to live out in acreage, open space, whether it's for horses, a vineyard, an orchard? Well, there are plenty of options for you in Temecula, but there are some important things that you need to know before making that dream a reality. Hi, I'm Lori Ketka with Big Block LPT Realty, and I am a 20-year veteran selling real estate right here in the Temecula Valley. I have worked with countless amount of buyers and sellers of land, people that want to buy land, people that want to sell their property on land. There is a lot of land options available for you here in Temecula, so that's the good news. And today's video is geared to those buyers that are dreaming about buying a piece of land and putting their home on there. Whether you want to build a custom home, a manufactured home, I am gearing this video to those that are dreaming about buying land. Now, there are currently 164 land lots active on the market just in Temecula. So there are plenty of options. They range from 110,000 all the way up to 11 million. So there is raw land available, and that is a fact. But the first question, anytime that I get a call from somebody that wants to look at a land lot or is inquiring about a raw land lot, I ask them, what is your cash position? Are you paying cash or do you need to get financing? Because this is one thing that a lot of buyers do not know, and that traditional financing does not encompass raw land. Raw land is a whole nother loan program, and there are few lenders that do the financing for raw land. So you need to do your research. You need to know what it's going to take, what kind of down payment, because it is a larger down payment if you can get financing. So cash position is king when it comes to buying a land lot, but if you have to get financing, do your research up front. I definitely have lenders that I can refer you to, but also there are lenders, if you plan on building a home, there are lenders that will encompass buying the land and financing your home. So again, it's all in the research, but that is the first question that I always ask, because that defines what your options are when it comes to the type of land that you want to buy. And then I always ask, what is your intention? What is your intention to do with the land? Do you want to have horses? Do you want to have a vineyard? Do you want to store your work trucks? Do you just want to be able to ride around on your ATVs? What is your intention? Because out of those 164 current listings of land that are on the market right now, some of them are flat and most of them are not. They are going to require grading. So even if you see 20 acres, well, they might be 20 acres that you got to do a lot of hiking to make it usable and to build your home. So the intention of what you want to do with the land is very important to know what areas that we can help you define what's best for that intention. If you want to have avocados, well, then you probably would want to go further west in Temecula into the Duluth area. If you wanted to have a manufactured home, then you want to make sure you're in a specific area that manufactured homes are allowed. If you want to have a business, so we have to look into what the zoning is, what the laws are in that specific area. So your intention is definitely something important to define, and what we ask for right away to know how to direct you. And again, the zoning of where the land is so important to know in advance, because if your intention is to live there, if your intention is to run a business there, to have horses, we need to find out, what can you do there? What does the county allow? What the zoning is? That is very important to know before you start falling in love with a 10-acre parcel that you cannot do the things that you want to on it or build the right house that you want to on it. So you have to know that information upfront. And if you have been following any of the news in California, especially the realtors that have been putting out so much information on insurance, insurance now is a tricky endeavor to get into in California with our fires and the flooding and everything that has recently happened in the last 5 years. Insurance has become more difficult to get. And the further out you go, the harder it is to get insurance. And you most likely fall under the California FAIR plan when it comes to fire. So knowing that you are looking for land, knowing your intention, knowing what kind of financing you need, knowing what the zoning is, and understanding what your insurance options are going to be are all very important to get clear before you start your hunt for land. If you understand all of that, and now you want to dive into what is the 164 available listings in Temecula, what do they look like? Where should you start? Well, it also depends on how much acreage you're looking for. So we can talk about pricing, we can talk about the size lot that you're looking for. I'm going to give some examples of just prime areas that people look for land in Temecula. And I'm going to start with the Meadowview area. Meadowview is a community right in central Temecula. All of the lots in there are 1/3 of an acre or more. Not a lot of full acreage properties. They're more properties under an acre. So if you are not looking for a large property and you want to live on land or a bigger lot, in this case, Meadowview could be an option. There's a few listings that pop up here and there for Meadowview. My example today is this 1/2 acre lot that is available on Del Rey Road. It's a 1/2 acre. It's in Meadowview. There is an association. There is a community pool. You are right in town. So if you are looking for a lot like this, Meadowview could be the area for you. And if you want to stay in town, maybe you want a larger lot than Meadowview. Maybe you want a larger custom home. Well, we have areas like Chaparral Estates. We have areas like Santiago Estates. So this is a very high-end area in South Temecula. There are land lots available. This is more for your larger custom home. And the example that I'm given is this land lot that's available in Santiago Estates. It's just under 3 acres and it's 1.5 million. Now there's already some plans for a very large home that's on this lot specifically. That's why it has that higher price point. But for that price, you can get all of the plans for the specific house all in one. But there are other lots that are available in probably that $300,000 to $500,000 to $700,000 range if you want to create your own plans and start the process yourself. But that's Santiago Estates. That is something that is right in town, but it also comes with a price tag. Of course, the well-known area to have land is out in wine country. That would be east of the Temecula metro area. Wine country is so beautiful. There is lots of open space, and it really does have more of the freedom when it comes to zoning. A lot of people have a manufactured home there. They have their horses and a vineyard and maybe their storage facility. So there is more leeway on what your intention is in the wine country area. Now there's definitely pockets that have different restrictions, but wine country as a whole has a little bit more leeway than if you were to go west in Duluth. So the property that I'm going to give you as an example is this property on Via Bella Vita. It is not far into wine country. It is close to town. It is a 5-acre parcel. It's listed for $725,000. You can go way further east and get other properties that are in the $100,000 range or the low to $300,000 range, but they're going to be further east. So if you want to be in wine country and close to town, this could be a good example of the price point that you should expect for 5 acres close to town. And then there's Duluth. Duluth is a very wooded area. There's lots of hills, mountainous. It is a very beautiful area, but probably the most affordable if you want to buy land, because there's a lot of land. It's beautiful views, but it's not usable land without a ton of grading and a ton of development. So Duluth is an area, if you are looking to have a lot of flat space, I probably wouldn't direct you to Duluth. And this property is the perfect example of what you can get in Duluth. This is a property I happen to be going to view with a buyer tomorrow, and it is almost 20 acres. It's in Duluth. It's listed for $575,000. It's on Camino Estrebo. It's $575,000. I'm told that there's small usable space on the 20 acres, but man, you're going to have a lot of privacy, and that's what this buyer wants. So you can get a lot more acreage for the money in Duluth, but not a lot of flat usable land in that area. The bottom line is there's a lot of options for land in Temecula. It's so very true. If you are looking for an affordable place to buy land and build your dream home, well, there are options for you. You just need to go in with your eyes wide open. You need to really be clear on how much cash you have to start out with, because it's going to take some cash, even if you're getting financing. You need to be clear on the zoning. You need to be clear on what your intention is and what you want to do with that land. And you need to be clear on what your options are going to be when it comes to insurance. All of those factors are what we help our buyers and we guide our buyers. So when you go in and you start shopping, all of that is defined, and we're only looking at properties that really fit your needs. I hope I've been helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I do a video every week on this channel, all things Temecula, buying and selling real estate. I would love for you to continue to tune in. Just hit the subscribe button and you will see what we're going to be talking about every week and learn more and more about how Temecula is a great place to live.